my description box. I updated them on my website, so you can go on my ASMR album tab on TonyBomboni.com and check out the Apple Music button on there as well. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see all my social links on the way bottom on my website. They're all there. Okay, so you'll just see the music note icon, and that's Apple Music. Okay, so check me out on there, follow me on there, and go book yourself a service like coffee cup reading today. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make your own coffee cup reading to read for someone you love or someone you know. So I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial of how I make and prepare the coffee cups for your coffee cup readings on my website, TonyBomboni.com. I offer 15-minute and 30-minute coffee cup readings. If you want just one coffee cup read, that's a 15-minute. If you want 2 coffee cups read, that's a 30-minute you book. So, alright, so let us begin. So the things you will need is water. So I bring a pitcher. You will need some water. That's step 1. You will need a spoon, a teaspoon. You will need a plate, a small plate, preferably one that matches the coffee cup you will be reading from. You will need a coffee cup, like this one. Don't get a mug. You need a coffee cup that's white on the inside and not too deep. It's just shallow enough and wide enough to be read, so you can easily read the coffee cup. And of course my phone is ringing now. Sorry about that. We're just gonna ignore it. So I like this one. This is one of my favorite ones. Preferably a fancy, nice cup to grab someone's attention. So yeah, like I said, a matching set. Okay, that's preferred because you're gonna need to flip it down, and it's gonna have to have like a little divot here. You see how it is? It's not completely flat. It needs to go up so that the water doesn't pour over. Okay? So that's what you'll need. And you will need some coffee. I recommend Grand Gold Turkish ground coffee. Okay, get you Turkish coffee for this, or finely ground powdery coffee. It's not enough to just buy coffee beans and grind it yourself. It's not fine enough. You need the finest ground coffee. This is like powder sugar fine. That's what kind of coffee you need for these readings. So it might be a little hard to find. You need to go to like international grocery stores typically to find this. This one I have to drive almost an hour away just to get it. But at least I know I get it guaranteed fresh. So I'll get you that. And get you something like this to preserve your coffee, because once you open it you have to keep taping it and sealing it, and that's annoying. So I have this where I just simply latch it open, and there's my coffee, and it still smells amazing and fresh. So you see what I mean? It's very fine, very finely ground, like powder basically. So that's what you need. And you will need a propane tank burner or an oven or something to warm this on over a fire, okay? Obviously most people have ovens in their home. Gas or electric is fine. You will need that, as well as, see, let me tell you, this is what I'm talking about. Not this kind of cup. It's white, but it's too deep, and it's not wide enough. It's just flat down. It's not good for readings. So you will need something like this. I think some people call it a jezve, some people call it a filjan. It just depends, I guess. But this will be the right device, a tool to warm this specific kind of coffee cup. So again, you can find these at international replace them every couple of years, especially if you use them frequently. But get you something like this, okay? So, I will get depends on the size of the cup. I usually have coffee cups that are half this size, believe it or not, even smaller than this. But for this, I could get 2 teaspoons, flat teaspoons. And that's preferably a typical Turkish coffee cup measurement, so about here. And I put that in the cezve and a little more, just a little extra. Okay. So I just put that in the cezve, the red warmer. Okay. So it's not much. It's just like a little amount. Okay, 2 little spoons. You notice that I have like a teacup spoon, like those tiny, tiny ones. Okay. Then I put the spoon in the burner. Okay. In the warmer, the red warmer, cezve. And then I seal my coffee. And then I get my coffee cup, and I pour it to almost the top, like a whole serving of water in there. I leave a little extra room for the coffee because it's gonna, you don't want to put too much water, so you see I put it up until like here, basically. Then I pour it in the warmer. Okay. With the coffee, and I mix it. Just mix it a tad. I keep the spoon in there, and then I put it on the burner, and I start the oven on high temperature. And I wait a minute or two. I'm gonna do it along with you now. For it to kind of start heating up, and you're gonna notice it starts to make a sound like, and when it starts doing that, then you mix it once. You take out the spoon, put it in the sink, and then you wait for it to start going. It's gonna really start getting loud, and that's how it lets you know. These specific burners, this red burner I just showed you, the cezve, it specifically starts getting loud to let you know it's almost done warming up. So that sound will tell you like when it's about to rise, because it's gonna rise like dough or yeast. And once the coffee starts going and foaming to the top and rising, you take it out of the burner and you immediately pour it in the cup, and you have to do it fast. If you don't do it instantaneously, it's not going to create that foam at the top. Now I'm just teaching you how to properly serve Turkish coffee. I don't necessarily have to do it the right way, you know. You just have to catch it on time, because if you don't catch it, you're going to cause a lot of smoke and issues, smell in your house, like, because it's going to pour over, it's going to leak over, so you have to get it on time. So you have to pay attention and be here the whole time while it's warming, because sometimes you walk off and you forget you even warmed your coffee. That's happened to me so many times. So yeah, for safety, I just kind of, and avoiding the mess and hassle. So it's going to start off like dark brown, and then it's going to turn like a more lighter color. You hear it? It's starting to sizzle a bit. And it warms fast because I didn't put much water. So as soon as I hear it go, my bird always warns me when I'm cooking something, so forgive me for the noise, I can't help it. So it's starting to steam, as you see. Then I start mixing it. Then it will become a lighter brown color. You can't see it, but you need that light brown color on the top. But you're going to see how it's rising now, so I have to be quick. Here's my cup. See, it starts rising, and then I have to pour it in the cup. And see, that light brown color, that's what you want. you can't mix it because there's a thing called kaimak, which builds up on the bottom of the coffee cup that you just brewed, and it's like the excess grounds that fall to the bottom because it's such a thick, dense coffee, which is why it stains. So, you never want to just put sugar in it and mix, and you're going to destroy the foam at the top, the natural foam that occurs, that light brown stuff you just saw. It's like bubbly and foamy, and sometimes you can read that too. And sometimes if it sticks out to me, like I see a heart, I'll say, oh, this reading's going to be about love for this person. So I whisper or enchant their name. So if their name is Jessica Simpson, I will say, in the cup, I will lean my head down in the cup and say, for Jessica Simpson, okay? Alright. And then I give it a minute or two to settle, just so I ensure that the coffee settles in the cup really good. Now I'm seeing like an hourglass figure. So something with time. Jessica Simpson maybe is going through something with time, or I don't know. It could be like an arch, like the shape of her body. Maybe she's slimming down a bit. It looks like a female head figure, like maybe she has a grandma coming through. It looks like an ancestor to me. So anyway, this is just pretend for an example, but I'm not actually reading the foam. And then what I do is I pour this in the sink. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now so I can show you and demonstrate what I'm doing, okay? So I pour it in the sink and I leave just a little bit of liquid at the bottom, just about that much. I don't know if you can even see. Just a tad bit. And then what I do is I put the plate on the top, like this. And then I hold the base with my thumb and I twirl it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I twirl it more firm than this, but I don't want to make a mess because I usually do it over the sink. And then I quickly flip it upside down. And you see it creates that bubbling action. There goes my phone again. Sorry, guys. I have to keep it open because I just did another house appraisal. So yeah, I'm selling my house. So the liquid, don't worry about it. The coffee cup from the heat and the suction will soak up all the liquid, so it's going to end up dry, and you're going to start hearing some bubbling sounds. Typically, you want to leave it alone for at least 15 minutes. I recommend 1 to 2 hours. Because that's how you know it's going to get completely dry, and it's going to solidify and give you the coffee grounds you need. So honestly, you just give it up to 5 minutes and it'll already settle the grounds, but it's going to be very liquidy and watery, so you just want to keep that in mind. Alright, and also when I spin it, I say for name, like so I'll say for Jessica Simpson, then I'll flip it upside down, okay? So that's kind of what I do. Sometimes I even intuitively say the name while I'm brewing the coffee, so I'll actually put my mouth up to the Jezebel while it's brewing it, while I'm mixing it. I'm saying this is for this person. Sometimes you can read their message, or you can say general reading. I don't typically prefer to read people's messages until I sit on the desk and do your reading, so I have no idea what it's about, so I remove my biased judgment out the way, and so I can just channel, okay, because I don't want to set any intention in the cup. I just say it's for this person, and then I do the reading. Alright. Sometimes I also like to read the plate itself, because they still have coffee grounds, as you can see. Alright. So, yeah, I just leave it alone to settle. Don't touch it, don't bother it, don't mess with it, don't interfere with it, don't open it and check, is it ready? No, you have to leave it closed, sealed on the plate. Alright, that's how you read someone's coffee. And then, if you're reading in person, what you do is once you flip the cup out of the plate, the person can put their thumbprint on the bottom of the cup, and then you can read the coffee grounds that stick to the thumb. And you can read also the bottom of the cup and see what it's about. And some people eat it or lick it. I find that gross, but I guess it's up to you if you're a coffee lover or connoisseur. So I hope you enjoyed this. Pretty straightforward, I think. So I'm actually gonna, it's totally not ready yet, obviously, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm already going to flip the cup over and show you how it can look. So yeah, because it wasn't ready, it showed up in a weird way. But yeah, there you go. So however it shows up, and you want to give it some time to cool down because you don't want to burn yourself, obviously. So there it is. So you could read that, and see, that's the bottom I was talking about, where you would put your thumbprint. So here it kind of looks like someone is reaching out to someone, you know, and offering their guidance and stuff like that. There's kind of like an intrusion, someone not minding their business. So like you just use your intuition and what you feel, but also what you see as well. So I can't tell you how to read, but oftentimes I use this handle marker as a beginning of the year point. This would be like January up on here until the quarter would be March 31st, up until this quarter January 30, up until this quarter September 31st, up until this quarter December 31st. So there goes my fridge. So thank you very much for listening and watching. And then you wash the cup after, and I always wash my hands after a reading too, because it's all energy transfer. So yeah, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you like this, TonyBomboni.com, book yourself a coffee reading from moi. Alright, so that's how I do it, step by step, pretty easy and straightforward. You can try it yourself as well for fun. You can even read tea leaves the same way. Instead of coffee, you just rip open a tea bag or get loose leaf tea and replace coffee with tea. That's it. You brew it the same way, basically. It's gonna rise the same way. So, adios, mis amigos. Bye.